What is the biggest mistake every single SIP investor makes? That's our topic for discussion today in the Market Secrets Investment Series. Most of the retail investors prefer SIP over any other mode of investments, reason being it is automated and drives the whole thing on autopilot. It should be abundantly clear that SIP only automates the process of investing and keeps the investors disciplined. It is a behavior easing tool. If you manually purchase the mutual fund units for the same amount on the same SIP rate, you would receive same NAV and same number of units. So there is no difference in the returns whether you invest via SIP or invest manually as long as it is done on the same amount on the same dates as SIP dates and in the same set of funds. SIP automates the process of investing and keeps the investors disciplined. It puts investing in autopilot mode. That is all. Let's understand what are the benefits and downsides of this automation. Starting with the benefits, SIP is certainly helpful for the fund house. Steady cash inflow commitment means fund management can project their future income with some certainty. That is the reason why SIPs are promoted to the investors so much that it is synonymous with investing and investment assets itself. But what are the benefits for the investor? The best and the most important benefit is investor can set it and forget it. Then they can focus on other areas like job or life. It prevents looking at the market before investing. Thereby, it removes some bias a lot of people might have. And lastly, it helps investor avoid seeing large losses upfront. You will be investing slowly, so you will not see large losses at the start. But what are the biggest mistakes of SIP investors? Number one, it keeps you out of the market. SIP is a form of rupee cost averaging, but it also keeps your entire principal from getting into the market at once. Number two, it gives you the false sense of security. Just because you are averaging your purchase price doesn't mean you would not see losses. If market is trending down, no SIP can prevent you from seeing losses. It is possible to get low returns even after years of SIP. There are small cap funds that have zero or sub-zero returns even after 5-year periods of SIP. Equity is a volatile asset and it is a risky asset and it is better to accept that. Don't fall for the false sense of security from SIP. Number three, people fail to understand the difference between returns and corpus. People are obsessed with returns and less focused on the final corpus. Say you did an SIP which generated 11% per annum return in a year. Also, assume if you have made a lump sum investment at the beginning of the year in the same asset and it would have generated 9% per annum return. Even though in this case SIP return is higher than the lump sum return, the corpus size would be higher for the lump sum investment. Why? Let's take an example to understand this. We are going to take two cases here. In the first case, you are going to do a lump sum investment of 1,20,000 rupees at the start of the year and it generates a return of 9%. And in the second case, you are going to invest 10,000 rupees per month for a period of 12 months in SIP mode and you are assuming that this generates a return of 11%. But people forget the fact that in SIP, return of 11% would be applicable to each leg of SIP, but for varying durations. This is where the difference comes in. So if you are investing 1,20,000 rupees in lump sum at the start of the year, it will result in 1,30,800 rupees at 9% return over 12 months. But if you are investing 10,000 rupees per month in SIP for 12 months, the result would be 1,20,000 rupees even though it generated a return of 11% over 12 months. Despite being able to get higher returns in SIP, the lump sum one wins out because the corpus experienced those returns for a longer period of time. It is possible to get higher returns from SIP and yet lose out in the final corpus when compared to lump sum with a lower return over the same period. What people don't realize is even though they are doing an SIP, they are still investing using the lump sum mode. When you do a monthly 10,000 rupees SIP in a blue chip equity fund, you are doing it because that is the most you can afford to invest that month. And if you could invest more, you would have had a bigger SIP amount. SIP just automates your investment, nothing more, nothing less. Lot of people forget about these facts and believe investing in SIP mode is the best and that is enough. Not quite so, right? Well, I will let you think about it. This brings us to the end of today's episode. If you have any queries or comments about this episode, please drop it down in the comment section. We'll be happy to address it. Hit the like button if you have liked this video and share it with your friends if you find it useful. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video or conduct a live session. In addition to this investment series, we have algo trading series and price action trading series, which is part of our YouTube channel. So check out those series as well if you have time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.